Uh-huh. Yep. For those of you expecting Tami Popa, hello. Just kidding. I'm not Tami. I do play her sometimes if I have to. Welcome, everybody. This is the Hempibition show that comes to you live on Facebook every single Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific. So anywhere you are in the world, you're able to jump on here, listen to the conversations. It's always about life-changing stories, people that have gone through struggle. They've gone from outhouse to penthouse, and there's some today's going to be really cool. It's going to be extremely cool. I'll tell you guys why it's going to be extremely cool, because in about 3 minutes I'm turning this thing over to my wife, Tami Popa, who is the real badass in this whole situation here. And then she'll take on her guest. That's another badass. I mean, it's like there's so much badassery happening. I don't know what to do with it. There's just badasses everywhere. So we're going to have fun today. So in about 3 minutes, I'll turn it over. Tami takes over and she'll bring out her guest. And then they'll have about 50 minutes of phenomenal dialogue. And then I'll come back and I'll close it. Just because I have experience with this and Tami doesn't. So she's like, well, you open it and I'll talk to Cathy. So you guys know the rules. Welcome to the Hempibition show. Being that it's Facebook, you guys know what to do. And if you don't know what to do, first thing I want to know is where the heck you're from. Drop a city, drop a state. Nah, I want city and state. I need to know where you're from. Like I see Jersey girl. What's up, Joy Z? I see her in the house. Very nice. So you got Melissa and Paula and Beth and Paula and Joyanne and Chris. Welcome, everybody. So the rules of Facebook Live are these. You want to smash the heart button. Just click it throughout the whole conversation because Facebook algorithm needs to have it. So click the heart button a lot. And then you want to tag somebody that needs to hear this conversation. So here's what's exciting. The two women that are talking today, they are both masters at making money, not just from home, but really from anywhere in the world. So I don't care where you are in the world or where you know somebody in the world. If they're struggling, they need to make money, they're stuck at home, they never want to go back to a job again, their business may suck, whatever the conversation is, tag them right now, because this conversation, I'm guaranteeing you, could change somebody's life. It could completely change their future. So tag them, or just click on the right now below here, click on the share button, get it out to whoever you feel needs to hear this conversation, or share it to your wall if you want. And of course, the biggest thing is engagement, which means conversation. Because we're a social environment, that means we need to be social. God knows we're distanced. We're socially distanced already, so we're good. So let's connect, drop comments. The more conversation we have, the more the algorithm kicks in. And the more people get to see and hear this information. Of course, if you want to do a watch party, I highly recommend it. Click on watch party now. And this way you can show this video to your audience, and then you can have conversations in the background about the conversation that's taking place in the video, in the live, but it gives you credibility because it's on your wall. You're hosting a watch party. With that said, I think we should get this party on the road. I think we got to do a giveaway. So the giveaway today will be, babe, what do you want to give away? Bottle of the 500? Yeah. Bottle of the 500. 500 milligram HempWorx CBD oil, phenomenal. That could change your life as well. So whoever tags the most people, and I already know who's who's like on right there to be able to win. I see Paula Biger kicking in here, and she's tagging, and I see Don Pisano tagging. I know Beth tags. So the person that tags the most will get a bottle of 500 milligram CBD oil. And when I come back at the end, I will announce last week's, because I forgot to get that information, but we'll announce that and we'll get rocking and rolling. And I think we gave away last week a shirt or a hat. I'll find out. With that said, are you guys ready? I need to hear I'm ready. Drop in the comments right now. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Tami. Come on. We got to do this together. So let me quickly just brag on my wife for a minute, because she's a badass. Here's what's up. 20 years ago, we met. I fell in love. I'm going to give you guys like the boom, boom, boom bullet points. We met at a party, called her dad. I asked for permission. Should guys out there want to date my daughters? These are the rules. Called her dad, asked for permission to take her out, not just to marry her, asked for permission to take her out. He said, "Oh, I'm not sure about that, Andre." But she said yes, obviously. So we started going out. Then I eventually asked her father for her hand. He said yes by that point, because it's been a couple of months. We really took our time. Anyway, so 20 years of just phenomenal journey. 2 amazing daughters. We work on our relationship every single day. We're based in God. We fight for truth, and we fight for helping people change their life. So Tami's passion in this whole world is to help people. She goes out of her way. She does it from her heart, and she's very, very passionate about it. With that said, I want to introduce to you the one and only badass Tami Popa. Here she is.
Hello.
Here, have a seat. Hang tight, everybody. She's coming in hot.
Thanks, babe, for that intro.
Oh, right there. You
yeah.
can shift left a little bit.
Yeah, I will.
Right there,
hold on.
right there.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Hello, people. I can't see anybody.
Well, you can see me, and then you can see yourself. And let's see. Are you center of microphone? Don't move. Bear with us, people.
I am being adjusted by my director here. All right. Hello. I can see your comments, though, I guess. Okay. Oh, no.
Right
I
there.
think
You're good. Just keep.
Well, yeah, I think that's too much. Okay.
Hold on.
I'm being adjusted back. Hold on.
I'll fix you.
All right. I think
you're good.
Good. All right. I have a microphone right here. Okay. All right.
You may start.
Okay.
I will balance you out, I promise.
Okay.
I told you 20 years ago.
Close. This is comical. If you're watching this, I hope you're enjoying this as a typical day at the Popas, and definitely what we do during quarantine. We adjust things and videos and all right. I think I need to move back a little bit here. Okay. All right. Hello. I see all the Tami comments. Thank you. Hello, Beth. Hello. Okay. So I have the honor of bringing out a badass guest, and I know that we're 7 minutes in, so I want to get right to it. She is here waiting. As you guys know, Andre told a little bit about our story, but 20 years ago, as we met, actually at 18 for me, a little bit before we met, I started in the network marketing industry. So that was my background. And not that this is about me at all, but I have a fellow badass that also started in the industry long time ago and fell in love with it, just like you guys know, I'm a huge fan of network marketing in general. And I have two girls that are homeschooled, were homeschooled, that are now beyond that. And she does as well. So we have a lot in common. She's a badass from the industry, started way back, met actually her husband in the industry, and has 2 amazing little girls that she homeschools before it became trendy or mandatory or whatever you call it now. So I'm going to bring her out here.
Nope.
Oh, hold on. I'm figuring out how to use the remote. Yes. Okay. This is my first time using StreamYard. So, okay. So I'm going to bring out this amazing badass that I have had the opportunity to work with for the last, probably, I don't know, over a year at least. We really connected at the road shows. Andre and Aaron first were traveling together, and then Cathy and I got to come out to a few, got to bring our girls to a few, and it was just an amazing time. And I really fell in love with this couple. And I know that you guys hear a lot from Aaron, you hear a lot from Andre. You guys got to see them probably a week or 2 ago on this show, funny enough. And then they decided it would be a good idea to bring us out here, and I thought that was pretty cool. So without further ado, I want to bring out the one and only, the badass, the probably workhorse behind Aaron, because she doesn't get, I'm sure, highlighted as much as Aaron does, but we know what it's like to homeschool kids, run a household, run a network marketing company, be a wife, all the fun things. So the badass Cathy Parker, come on out here.
What's up?
Hey, we got kind of thrown into this too. You do. We both have big microphones.
Where's that
I know, isn't it so weird? It's like, whoa.
I think Andre forgot I hijacked his show. He doesn't know what to do with himself. He's still pacing.
Parker is over here too, hiding.
He's pacing behind me to make sure.
Behind the scenes.
There he is.
All his stuff. Phone. I'm cracking the whip.
I don't think he put a shirt on, so he's staying out of the. We just saw his arm.
Yeah, he's shirtless right now, as usual. You guys you know him.
Quarantine life, you know? Yeah.
Who needs shirts in quarantine?
Yeah. People ask what you're doing, and I'm like, well, we're doing the same stuff we always do. We're working from home, laying out in the sun, swimming, you know.
Yep, pretty much.
All the fun stuff.
Except for going out to eat.
That part I miss.
Me too.
Yeah. A lot of cooking, a lot of dishes. All right. So I know people want to know, and you guys leave your comments, drop love, all that stuff that Andre told you to do. But I want to dive into Cathy Parker. So let's start with the beginning. Tell us your story.
Oh boy.
Yes. Tell us from the very beginning of you in this industry and a quick little summary of how you met Aaron. And then we'll play around and I'll ask you questions about this hempibition.
I love it. And guys, thank you so much for having me on. It seriously is a huge honor. We love you guys. We love your family. We miss you.
I miss you guys too. Trust me.
Yeah. And it's awesome because I've always wanted to be a badass. And here I am hanging out with badasses, and your guys' story is like similar to ours. So I grew up in the Midwest, just like you. Probably why I love you so much. I grew up in Northern Indiana, and you know, the RV capital of the world, Elkhart, Indiana. There's always one person that knows where that's at. And so there's Amish, and then there's RV factories, and that's where I grew up. And it's right by Notre Dame. If you know the Rudy story, that's where I grew up. And both my parents worked in factories, and my sisters were the first ones to go to college. And then when I went, I dropped out after a year. Don't worry, I'm the favorite. It's all good. But I always knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. None of my teachers could tell me how. In fact, one of my high school teachers didn't even know what that was. I had to explain it to them. But one of the biggest gifts my parents could have ever given me was they handed me a copy of Rich Dad, Poor Dad when I was a senior in high school. And I knew, I was like, oh, because I did not like to be told what to do. So a job, I was like, what? That's all I get per hour? No way. So I knew that was the path for me, but I didn't know how. And then I got invited to a meeting. And I was almost 19 years old, very similar to you. And then once I found it, I was like, this is it. I'm not paying for college anymore because, guys, my parents were factory workers. They were not paying for college. And I was like, I'm not wasting my money anymore. I know what I want to do. And it was actually that company where I met Mr. Parker. He actually lived in San Diego, California. He was a Marine. And we met at a business event in South Bend, Indiana, and the rest is history. So you don't need a dating website. Just get to an event, you'll meet somebody, you'll meet your soulmate, you'll meet like-minded people. So we always joke about that. But yeah, so I knew immediately, and then, you know, there's ups and downs, a learning curve, right? I tell people I have a college education in network marketing in this industry because we grew up in this industry. And, you know, we got married, had little kids, but lots of ups and downs, you know, company hopping. We were young, working jobs, paycheck to paycheck, super broke. You know, we've had it all, guys. We've had cars repoed. We've been on WIC when I was pregnant with the girls. We've lived in family members' basements. Trying to live the dream. And, you know, finally we had a breakthrough. When Claire was about 2, I was, you always hear Aaron's side of the story where he was working 2 jobs, and I made him go work in the RV factory so we could have health insurance to have a baby. And he was trying to build his online game. But at that same time, I was building a party plan. And so we had a lot going on, and we finally had breakthrough, and we finally had our first success. And I helped Aaron fire his boss, helped him retire, get out of the factory, and we had a lot of successes. And then company goes out of business. And then you find another deal, and then you find out the owners are lying, and then you find another deal, and then the comp plan changes, and then guess what happens? The company goes out of business from bad management or whatever. So we've been six-figure earners in this industry, and then we've also fell flat on our face or had the rug pulled out from under us. I don't know if anybody can relate with that, but yeah, it's sucky. But, you know, we stuck together, and we never gave up on the dream. I mean, there's been times where I was like, you know, as the mom, as the wife, we are the heart of the family. We are the emotions of the family. And there were times where I was pretty burnt out from all of it. And that was about a little over 2 years ago. We were in another bad spot. Company went out of business. Our six-figure paycheck went to zero. Looking for a home, going through savings, burning all through that. And it was a do or die moment. It really was. And I was to the point where it was like, we have to make something work, or like, I'm out of here with the kids. I'm going to go stay with family for a little bit until you figure this out, because I'm not doing this anymore. Like, we know better. We grew up in this industry. We know what to do. And he said, okay, I found something. And I was like, oh gosh. I'll admit it. I was being a negative Nelly at that point. But guys, like, our bank account was negative 1,000. We have the screenshot. I laugh about it now, but it was like, okay, come on. Like, let's find something. And he was like, no, you really need to look at this. And we had a conversation with the owners. And after that Zoom with them, I was like, I'm doing this. I'm doing this with or without you. Like, I don't care if you keep going and searching. Like, this is it for me. I was like super fired up and passionate about the product. I've had my own health challenges. And I knew that this was something that everybody needed and everybody could benefit from, right? Like, it wasn't like a Me Too or some weight loss product or something like this. Like, everybody could benefit from this. And when I personally tried the product myself, within a few days, I had noticeable results. And so I was like, this is it. This is home. And so on May 1st, it's going to be our 2-year anniversary.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's just like flown by. It's been a whirlwind. So yeah, we've gone from negative bank account to
to not.
So it's been really cool. So for the first time, we're completely debt free, other than our lease payment for our car, which is in the business name.
Yes.
And so we're building investments, which is so cool. And it, like, especially right now at this crazy time, to be okay is like, I have so much gratitude. And it's just, this is like really life-changing for people. And it's just, it's incredible. It really is.
Awesome. Well, that is quite a story. I'm really happy that people get a chance to hear your story, your side, because I know they've heard it from Aaron, but it's powerful. And I want to take it back a minute, because I think that right now, with everything going on and our message to people, and really, I know what I love about the industry, but tell me what first made you fall in love with the industry. I mean, you told us the story of how you guys had the hard times, you stayed with it, but the fact that you stayed with it for so long, and even through the bad times. And again, it's like entrepreneurship, right? You know, even traditional businesses, they have ups and downs. And so no matter what you do, and for the people out there like, oh, network marketing, it's hard, or I don't like it, or I don't believe in it, or it's a scam, or whatever people say, right? Because they don't understand. It's entrepreneurship. Like, I think times like 10x, because it's like, you really have to get to know yourself and, you know, self-develop. And there's a lot of stuff in it. And I want to get into that in a minute, but tell me what first got you, like what hooked you to go through all of that?
Oh man. What first hooked me was seeing that there was no ceiling, right? So like, if you go to a job and you're W-2, someone's putting a value on you. And that just never sat right with me. I was like, heck no, like how can I make more? And when I saw the possibility of how far you could go, like really you can make your own check. Now there's a lot of personal development and stuff, but that's what got me, was there's no ceiling.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I was like,
your own life.
Yeah. I was like, are you serious? So the level of what you could make to the low cost of what it was to get in and be in business for yourself, but basically have an entire support team. Like, it's the easiest business you could ever do. You have like very minimal overhead. You don't have to deal with the attorneys. They do it all for you. You don't have to do product development. They do it all for you, right? You don't have to worry about distribution. All you have to do is just like go open your big mouth and share it with people. And I was like, this is brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the fact that you get paid literally being able to help other people realize the same freedom. You know, I mean, that's, I think, what hooked me originally is, you know, and I sometimes pinch myself because I feel so blessed to be in this industry and be able to, like you said, have no ceiling over me, no restraints. So
yeah,
it's really special. But what would you say to people? Because obviously you're an industry vet at this point. You guys have you've been through the good, the bad, and all that, and you're having tremendous success here in HempWorx. So tell me, you know, what do you say to people that tell you network marketing is a scam? It's not real. It's a pyramid. You know, I know there are people that are watching that are wondering, you know, for those of us that are saying how much we love it, how do you deal with the negative? How do you deal with the people that don't believe?
I laugh like I just did. I mean, it's not knowing. It's not knowing what you don't know, right? So we've been in this industry, and you're a homeschooler. So diving down deep into the homeschool world and everything that I've learned, that's a whole nother story. Is we know how we're programmed as a society, right? You're supposed to go to school, get good grades so you can get a good job. We basically know that it's BS. So I know a lot of people have a job mentality, and I explain it. Okay, so you have a job, but who's above you? And who's above them? And who's above them? Like, you can't ever bring anybody in to help. You can't bring anybody in to help at your job or help make money off of them. So I'm like, and is there any security? Like, over 20 million people now found out there's no security.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So it's just helping shift that mindset of what they don't know into, you know, a whole new world. And some people just don't ever get it. And you're like, okay, bye.
That's true. And entrepreneurship is not for everyone, right?
It's not for everyone. Yeah.
At any level. And so then you talk about different, you know, types of businesses. And, you know, I'm not sure that I've ever found anything that allows you this kind of freedom, you know, to really do from anywhere in the world. And nowadays with social media, you know, you can do it from your phone, literally from anywhere in the world. Right now we're all at home, but you know, hopefully we'll be able to travel again soon and see each other face to face. But, you know, social media has really changed the game, I guess. And then I want to get into that too a little bit, because I really want to educate people on this show of like the people that are sitting at home. There's so many people hurting. There's so many people skeptical. Maybe they don't know about this industry. They don't know how to even be an entrepreneur, but they need to make money, right? They're not sure. The job security, like you said, is not really there. It's false. Yeah. And so, you know, in the idea of helping people and educating them as to, you know, what this really looks like to get going, you know, there's a lot of factors, right? Picking the right company, the right leadership, the right everything. So let's talk a little bit about that. Like, dive into why you chose this company and what the difference is for you and what you've experienced, because I really want to help people out there and send a message of not only, you know, can you do this, but how easy it is to do, you know, and the right company makes all the difference.
It really does. And so when we talked to Josh and Jenna, the founders, I loved how humble they are. You know, there's other companies where you can't even get and talk to the owners. And they're just so humble. They'll talk to anybody. You would never guess. If you saw them on the street, you'd never guess that they were CEOs of this large of a company. And so I tend to have a natural rebel spirit. I'm very rebellious. So Jenna's story really got me. I had similar health struggles as she did with digestion, but not as severe. So I resonated with her story, but I loved how she went against the grain. And, you know, Josh told her she couldn't do it. It would never work to bring in HempWorx into the company, into direct sales. And she said, watch me. And I was like, yes, that's my girl. Those are my people. Because whenever Aaron tells me I can't do something, I'm like, okay, watch me. So I loved that. And of course, Aaron resonated with Josh. They have the very analytical mind, and what he has done with this comp plan. Like, I'm not the numbers person, that is Aaron 100%, but we have not seen a comp plan like this in the industry. How he's done it, how he pays out the percentage of the volume, like we would have the same volume and we would not be making what we're making here at another company, 100%. So that's two things. Life-changing products. I love Jenna. She's like, goes against the grain. She wants to save everybody, heal everybody. I'm like, yes, that's my girl. The comp plan is insane. I promise you. Like, some people say, oh, our comp plan's great. I'm like, compare them. No way, dude. You got to come check this out. And the system, Aaron's a big marketing guy. So just being around him and all the stuff he's done, you learn a little, all these marketing systems. And I've been with companies that have charged me $20 a month for my back office to run my business. Josh gives it to us for free. And the level of marketing system and the lead capture pages that they do are just insane. They could easily charge over $50 a month for it. Easy. So giving that to the whole field for free. And so those are like, that's like the meat, you know, but I love the culture, right? Like, this is what keeps people in. Like, this is what kept me in the industry when I was like failing flat on my face, like no results, is the culture, getting to events, people investing and filling you up, like wanting to see you grow and do better. Like, if you're at a job, your boss is not going to want you to be better than them because that's a threat. Here, we want everybody to be better than us. We want everybody to grow into the best possible versions of themselves. And being around that atmosphere, people don't get that. People don't even get that in school. So I don't know anywhere else or any other industry that does that. And so that's why I love it so much, that we can take people broken from whatever background. It does not matter what side of the train tracks you're from. We will take you and mold you into a better version of yourself that you didn't even know was possible. And watching people transform is like one of the coolest things ever, in my opinion. So those were like really the things that I think we have that's going on here that's truly special. I mean, it becomes a family, right?
Absolutely.
It's family. And you meet your best friends, and it's so cool. And I think we have one of the best cultures in the industry. Everybody's so laid back.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, it's a hemp company. So that helps. No, but we really do. We have a great culture, and you've met amazing. You meet amazing people, and those relationships last a lifetime. I mean, it's not just it's not just while you're in the company. I mean, I've had, since I was 18, I met some of my best friends in the industry because you're like-minded,
Yeah.
And you start to self-develop, and I think you develop over your other friends that don't get entrepreneurship and aren't in the whole space. So yeah, absolutely. We have a great culture. Tell me a little bit about, because I know that people watching are curious about your life and how you juggle it all. Let's talk about, and right now, let's face it, a lot of people are home now and trying to reinvent themselves, figure out how to do it, how to homeschool, how to be with their spouse 24/7. We have a friend of ours who is on the police force in Las Vegas, and they said that actually one of the biggest crimes that are up is domestic violence. And I thought about that, and I'm like, it's sad, but I get it. A lot of people aren't used to being home. Number one, they're not used to spending so much time together, and they're not used to homeschooling. So a lot of new things all at once. So let's talk about, how you juggle, being an entrepreneur at home with your entrepreneur husband and your entrepreneur independent children and homeschooling, because I think a lot of people could benefit from, just your experience doing that all and keeping your sanity at the same time.
This helps.
Yes.
This helps keeps our sanity.
Very, very true.
So true. And or if the kids are crazy, come here.
And we even have some for your pets if your pets are acting all
your
crazy.
pet, the dogs are crazy. We call the dog treats calm down cookies, except for we insert an F-bomb in there because the dogs get crazy too, and the kids are screaming. Like I get it. For us, I'm actually starting to get a little antsy in this quarantine, even though not much has changed for us. We can't go to the gym, and the kids can't. They don't. Our kids do CrossFit and jiu-jitsu, and they're always so busy. So their energy is so pent up right now. But
yeah, I mean, everybody's going through this, right? So that's
everybody is going through this. Like we were saying, I just want to go out to eat. I'm so tired of cleaning the kitchen. I just want to go out to eat. So even though this is our normal lifestyle, other than not being able to leave, I get it. It's for us, anytime we start to get stressed out because the kids want our attention and I'm trying to work, or then I feel guilty, or I'm like, I got to get this done with homeschool, but I got to do this for work. I am probably the person that's torn in 3 different directions all the time in this house. Because the house is messy, the dogs need me, the kids need me, the husband needs me, the team needs me. And I'm like, Coffee Berry, where is it?
Yes.
Those are the times where I just take a deep breath and I'm like, all right, family, time out. Let's go for a walk. Let's watch a movie, something. Like everybody just needs to chill. And then I just remember, okay, it's going to be fine. There's plenty of time to get stuff done. So this is what I tell myself. There's plenty of time to get stuff done. It's all going to work out. The kids are going to be fine. So, you just have to prioritize. And then I tell the kids, like, look, go play video games. Yep, that's right. I said it. Go play video games. Mom has to go work. I have to go catch up with the team. Or sometimes I even have to tell Aaron, hey, this is homeschool time. Go work or go exercise. You're interrupting us. Because he does. He's a big kid. He interrupts us all the time, just like they interrupt. So it's just reminding yourself to be calm and patient, which I know is very hard sometimes. So those are the times where I'll go outside. I give myself a timeout, or I go in my bathroom and lock the door. Even though they all still follow me, the kids, the dogs, the husband, or I'm like, just leave me alone. Like I need a mommy timeout. So
the bathroom is always where everybody wants you. Like,
yes, they don't want you until you go in there. And then it's like, hey, babe, what's for dinner? Hey, mom, what's for lunch? And then the dogs need to go outside. And I'm like,
yep. Or the dogs just want to follow you and sit there and watch you in the bathroom.
Yes. And I'm like, I need a bath bomb right now. Go away.
Yes. So ladies, this is real life. Like this is entrepreneurship and working from home and homeschooling.
Yeah. And it really is, guys. Like it's always chaos for us. And we're just used to that. But when we get in that frazzled moment is the time where I'm like, okay, we need to sit down. We need to regroup. Or Aaron says it. And we get out a list. He's like, it used to drive me crazy. He loves making lists. It used to drive me so crazy. I'm like, I don't want to make a list. But now I'm like, okay, this is an effective tool. And we just write down what we need to get done. We refocus. We look at our goals of what we want to do, what we need to do, where we need to lift people up, what we need to invest more time in. And we just try to juggle it.
Yes. Juggle.
Yeah. There's no, everyone's like, oh, how do you balance? I'm like, there's no balance.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know that anybody ever really effectively I don't even know if people know what balance looks like, but you try to achieve it, and there are tools and things that you develop that work. One thing we've always done through the years of, so entrepreneurship and always working together is, what's not working. And if we identify what's not working, we can find a solution, and make it more effective. So there are lots of ways, like, if it's not working to hide in the bathroom, you lock the door. so you can give yourself a timeout. I love that.
Yeah, it's usually me. I lock the door and then I text Aaron, you better deal with the kids. I can't do it right now.
That's cute. So yeah, for anybody watching that right now is having trouble with this whole quarantine, being at home with your spouse and all that, the bathroom is a good place. Unless you don't have enough bathrooms in your house for everybody to get away. Then
hide in your closet, hide in the pantry.
Yeah.
Give yourself a timeout somewhere.
It's about and I love what you said, because it's just about realizing that, okay, everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna get done. We can do this, and then just like making that list and chunking it out. And I think that is a great way to look at parenting, homeschooling, running this business, running a business and homeschooling, and being a wife and trying to do all the fun stuff is, just realizing that it's all going to be fine, right? Do what you can, and also give yourself breaks, give yourself that time off. I mean, all of us have been, I'm sure doing a lot more at home, a lot more cooking, a lot more cleaning, all that. There's a couple nights that we've, ordered takeout. Cool. When you don't feel like cooking. So give yourself those breaks. I love that time out, that balance. And then, if you have go for a walk, go for, give yourself, read a chapter in your favorite book, right?
Yeah.
These are all things that you can do, and then I think I don't know, I'm sure I know you guys. So obviously, I know the answer to this, but how important would you say it is to really just set the framework of your day and start out in the right mindset? I guess what's your morning routine? Maybe share that with everybody. Like, what do you do to get yourself in that, like ready to tackle the day mindset?
Yeah, it's so important, because when I don't do this, I'm like so frazzled and stressed out. And that's when if I wake up late, because we usually stay up late, even the kids, they go to bed at the same time I do. They're night owls, but now they're old enough to where I can be like, okay, good night. I'm going to bed. Read quietly until you fall asleep. But if we all sleep until 10, I know some people are shocked. Us Parkers like to sleep in, and the kids sleep late, then I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't get it together until like 3 o'clock. And especially right now, I'm a mess. Because before it would be like, okay, at this time we have jujitsu or we have art class or things like that. So if I'm like not on top of it, or, waking up at 8:30, and then what usually happens is, of course, dogs go outside, and then we have our coffee, Aaron and I, and then we talk and then catch up on messages. And that's usually the morning routine. And then the kids wake up, and then I homeschool for a couple hours, and then come back to work, or we go outside and exercise. So that's the usual model. If that doesn't happen, it's a mess. And I'm like, okay, reset.
Reset, yes.
Where's the reset button?
Yes.
But it's not usually as chaotic like that. It's just been during this time, because we would have a schedule.
Exactly. And that's a good point. Being that you have been an entrepreneur for so long, obviously times are different and unique right now, but having that routine, like you just talked about, that schedule, I think that's important for people to understand, that you create that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know, I guess, and I keep tying it back to like how someone listening that doesn't know what to do, or doesn't know how to, get into this industry or make money from home right now. And, I know these times are weird, and we're, making, light of it. But yet it is hard for people to figure out how to do this. And I think right now, number one, the message should be relax. Everyone's having a little bit of a, regroup here. So you're not alone.
Where's the reset button?
Yeah, you're not alone. And, two, there are ways to chunk it out, right?
Yeah.
Get going, number one, with a great team, great leadership, people that can guide you if you've never done it, right? The right company, we covered the right comp plan, the right products, all of that's really important. And that's why I feel so blessed to be here because, being in the industry for so long, I agree with you. This is one of the best compensation plans and opportunities as far as timing and industry and trend that I've ever seen. And so people that are wanting to dive into this don't have to be afraid to, that you just have to align yourself with the right people to help you get going. And it really is a plug and play system, right? But we're giving some of the real insight to like life and kids and all this stuff. So that's all good. It might be chaotic. It might not look pretty, but like you said, just create a little bit of a routine, get up, have your coffee, read, a little bit from a, self-development book or listen to audio tapes, right? Get yourself in that mindset. And then you do your social media, do your, calls, do your follow-ups, do your, like chunk it out, right? And when you need a break or you need to walk or you need to swim in the pool or, if you don't have a pool, run around your backyard, whatever you can do. So I guess just, I want to give people hope that, even in this chaotic time, right? That they can find some, some way to do this and to launch this,
Yeah, absolutely.
How are you telling people? Because I know, we both talk to a lot of people. If someone's just scared and they want to break in and they don't really know what to do, especially right now with like having their kids home, a lot of moms are not used to that. And the routine that you're talking about that we've been juggling for so long, I guess, how are you guiding people through that? Or what advice would you give to moms or even dads right now that are home with their kids and freaking out because they don't feel like there's enough time to handle that along with, a business? So let's, I guess, touch on that a little bit. How can they do that? How can they break into this?
I say, first of all, girl, you need some CBD. Yes. Let's get you some. You're going to chill out. You're going to be good to go. It's going to be fine. But what I love about this is what we've created, one, the system, and then, with our groups and the training, it's literally step by step. So you can start earning money without knowing everything, which is awesome. So it's like we always say, earn while you learn. We have steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, plug and play. We help people start like as fast or slow as you want to go. And you just work this around your life like that. And I mean, that's probably why a lot of moms are attracted to this industry, because you can build this around your kids, around your life. You create your schedule. And that's what I help people realize, no matter what's going on. Like, yes, right now, we all have more time. We all do. Whether we want it or not.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like right now, what else are you going to do? Like turn off the TV, turn off the news. It's not serving you. It's so negative anyway. Come plug in and fill yourself up and start creating an extra income. Like, a lot of people don't have another income to go back to. But even if you do, start working on your plan B needs to be your plan right now.
Absolutely.
And normally if somebody was working full time, I tell them, how many hours can you invest? How many hours do you want to work on your full-time income while you're over here working on your part-time wealth? And that is one of the most powerful testimonies you can use. Work your full-time job and come over here and make extra money, pay off all your debt, pay it all off so you don't have those chains that you're dragging around. We know how that feels, right? Most of the country has that debt, or student loans. Those things never go away. It took me forever to pay back that student loan that was only like a year and a half of college. I was like, what the heck? It won't go away. So I tell people, this is a tool. This is a tool to help you get ahead, because some people just try to save money from a paycheck, but it doesn't get them very far. When you have this where you can invest 2 to 3 hours a night, however much you want over this long, this is what it'll get you. And it's okay. Like, relax. We have all the training, plug and play. We have the support. You don't have to worry about not knowing the answers. We got you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. And there's not really much to train on. I mean, if we really keep it real, right? And break it down, like you and I are working right now. We're just talking to people. It's really just people.
Yeah. If you can get excited, You can do this. If you've ever shared like your favorite restaurant, your favorite movie, your favorite place to shop, you're going to do good.
Exactly.
Good here.
It's the desire, and then just, getting out there and opening your mouth and sharing with people that there's another way to make income. And I think, right now, I don't think there's ever been a time in my 24 plus years of being in this industry that I've been more grateful to have this industry. Like when this all hit and everybody was stuck at home, I mean, how amazing to have an income that didn't change, that only increased because more people were looking to work from home. So you really have to stop and kind of like pinch yourself that this is what we get to do. And we weren't, impacted by this crisis going on. And so for people that are out there hurting, or that were really impacted, because a lot of people are hurting, a lot of people don't know, they've either lost their job, like we said, or they're not going to, they don't know, they might lose their job. There's just, even people don't know when they're going to get to go back to work. This is why you want to have a home-based business or that side hustle, like you mentioned, so that you're never in that position where your income can just be taken from you and just dropped, right? So I know you're fired up about that. I'm super fired up about that. I mean, I think that people just, like much as we're talking about the chaos of working from home and all that, there's also a huge blessing in just being able to, like you said earlier, a minute ago, I don't plan my, it's like I don't stop my life to do this business. I plan my life around the business. I work the business into it, and it just becomes a part of it. And that's so powerful to have that freedom. Like, think about that for a minute. That's true freedom, to be able to say, hey, wait a minute, Erin, I'm just going to homeschool the kids for a few hours. Just, like to, honestly, that's the freedom, right? That's to literally be able to, as a mom, say, I'm going to spend this time with my kids, or I'm going to stop and watch a movie, or I'm going to stop and go for a walk. So you guys think about how hard it might be at times, or the not so pleasant parts, right? Remember that, like, I feel so grateful to be able to have that freedom with my kids and my life, and to choose, and to be able to make an income from home right now or anywhere that we chose to be. So I think that's really powerful. And I think more people need to realize that. I know you and Erin do such a great job of educating people on that and helping them through the process. So I just really love that. And I think right now people need that hope more than ever.
Yeah, I agree. It's like, to me right now, I really feel like this industry can save people. It may not be perfect, but it is for me. And I know Eric Worre always says it. It's not perfect, but it's a better way. It truly is a better way. And along the way, you realize that the business itself, it's easy. You get in your own way. And then you realize the value and the importance of self-development, because you start to see like how negative the world is. And you're like, oh,
yeah, exactly.
And you're like, oh man, come over here, come over to the light. Like, come be with us where we're happy. Yeah. And, I'm like so fired up. And I told Erin, I'm like, it just really pisses me off what is happening right now, that all these people, and even like small business owners, oh, you're not essential. Like, that just, it triggers something in me so bad. And I'm like, this is what I tell people. Even business-minded people are like, hey, wait a minute, because we're still rocking and rolling over here. Mm-hmm. And it's like, here, you're as essential as you want to be. You are as essential as you want to be.
That's funny.
And so it's like, hey, like, even if you get to open up your business, here's another awesome business for you for on the side, for just in case. Like, I think it's just so eye-opening for people. I think right now, at least I believe this, is that people are waking up and saying, hey, wait a minute, maybe that is a good opportunity for me. Maybe I can do this. And, and that's what we're telling the team too. Like, if you look at the Google search engine for working at home, it's like straight up. People are realizing. So I love it so much. And, I just feel like it's our calling. Like, we're supposed to be here on purpose, because it's just anybody and everybody come over.
Yes. You mentioned, that it's not perfect. And I think that's interesting. And a point we should make is that what is having a job. I mean, having a job has complications. There's drama. There's all kinds of stuff. I mean, people talk about how they hate their jobs and they have to go to it every single day. And the people, Joe at the, whatever is giving me shit. I mean, there's no perfect scenario. Whether you have a job with someone else, then your time is owned. And then if you have a business and your business owns you, like we were in that situation with our construction company. So, anything I think worthwhile. And I think this is just a great point to make, is going to come with some struggle. You're going to have to work at it and it's not going to be perfect. So people that are thinking maybe that they're just going to come into this industry and it's going to be perfect. And then if it's not, and they don't make money, gazillion dollars in their first, month, that it doesn't work. Well, that's not how anything works, right? Like you have to have the right perspective of coming into this, that you're going to have to put in some work, you're going to have to, do the thing. So
yeah, you don't get on Millionaire. What's that reality show? Like Millionaire Listing with the real estate agents. You don't become that agent overnight or your first month in real estate. Like if you look at the averages of what the average realtor makes, it's not that much. It's like selling one house a month. If that's higher averages, and depending on where you live.
Exactly.
You know more. We just looked this up. I was like, babe, look up. And I was like, because it's so parallel, I think, to our industry, except for you're not making residuals. You're probably not getting the growth mindset that you get in this industry. And so, like you said, there's nothing perfect out there.
No. Really, to achieve freedom of any level, any kind of wealth, you're going to have to hustle. You're going to have to work your butt off, but you have to ask yourself, in what way do you want to do that? And I think that's, always been my mindset. I wanted the freedom. It was very important to me to be home with my girls, so we always worked hard. And Andre for many, many years was out in the field in construction, running projects, and, the higher end the projects got, the more stressful that was, and the more he couldn't really get away. But I mean, we always fought for me to have a home office and be there, and for the girls, around. And of course, we took him to work and we travel with him just like you guys, same thing. But, that was my why and my priority. And so we worked hard to create that. Definitely wasn't easy at times, but people have to stop, I think, looking for easy and look at what makes sense and what provides the lifestyle that you want, and the lifestyle of being in this network marketing industry and having freedom, like you said, and no ceiling is priceless, really, for me. I mean, it's amazing. So I love that part of it, and so much of what you said of just no ceiling. It's amazing. You work it around your schedule, so you can have kids, which is huge. And I really hope that more people are realizing through this time how cool it is to have this time with your kids and your family. There's a lot of downtime and it's uncertain and people are freaking out, but there's also a lot of blessings in it, I think, because more families are sitting around the dinner table, they're eating dinner together, they're talking about their future. And right now they're talking business and home-based business. So, and a way to really never go through this again, right? To never be stuck without an income. So I just see so much happening good, as well. And I think it's going to just really impact families in a positive way. They're going to crave, as things do get back to somewhat normal, this, right?
Yeah.
They're going to crave the being home, being with their spouse, being with their kids, and all that fun stuff. So let's help them do that. Let's help them get their home-based business on.
I love that. And so what we've done with the girls is we involve them. Like, this is their business too. And kids are like little master salespeople. They sell me on stuff all the time. I'm like, oh man, you're good. But it's fun, because then they know, okay, if mom and dad hit this goal, if mom and dad help this many people, then we can go and do this. And we did that last year. We took the girls for the first time on a Disney cruise in March. It wasn't even on our radar, but the girls were actually looking it up on the computer, wanting it, put it on their dream board. The kids, they initiated it. And they were going around to neighbors' house to see how they could help and earn commissions. That's what we call it. We earn commissions. And they're asking me, Mom, how can I earn a commission from you?
I love that. Yeah. I mean, getting the kids involved is huge, and you're teaching them so much and at an early age. I wish we had more hours to talk about that, because I think that's huge too. I mean, especially right now with everybody being home, getting your kids involved is brilliant, to teach them so much. Money, value, how to sell your parents.
We make family goals, and I don't think a lot of families do that. Where else are you going to do that, where you can say, hey kids, like if mom and dad hit this rank, if we can help this many people, then this will change about our life. And especially right now with everybody home, families need something positive to focus on.
Absolutely.
And so this is a great family project.
Absolutely. And I love that. The dream board and manifesting. I mean, we taught our girls that at an early age, and then we kind of regretted it because they manifested a puppy. So, but
we have 2 now.
Yeah. When you teach your kids how to manifest things and create goals and sell and all that, it's awesome and not.
But and they're learning about money, and they're learning about what value you bring to the marketplace. And I assure you, they're not getting that in the school system. Absolutely. They're not.
Yeah. This is, it creates so much value in so many ways. And I love that. I know we're running out of time, but I want to I love getting your kids involved. And for anyone listening, as you are at home, and I don't care if your kid's, 7 or 8, they're not too young for you to start teaching them how to talk to people, how to help people. And this industry is all based off, if we want this thing, this goal, like Cathy talked about, here's how we achieve it. And here's how many people need to help in order to achieve that. So, I mean, it's just really a beautiful model and system. Let's just really quick, before we run out of time, let's tell people how, because we've talked a little bit about why we're so excited about our company. How would someone get involved in our company? Let's tell them that.
You reach out to the amazing Tami Popa
or Cathy Parker,
and she can help you get started with the Badass Factory. Or, especially, I know we have a lot of the team watching. So if anybody tagged you, get back with them for sure on how to get started. And they will send you a link that will get you into the system so you can see it for free. We call it taking a test drive. So you can scope everything out and see what more we're about. And so definitely get back with the person who tagged you in this video. And it's fun. You're going to like it. You're going to like what you see. It's totally different. And I love it. Like, I love having new people part of the family,
Yeah. So if you guys are watching, exactly what Cathy said, this is fun. Like, all the stuff out there is not fun, right? This is supposed to be fun. And
this is fun.
This is us working. This is us just talking about life and business and reality. And, so whoever tagged you in this, if you're watching, Cathy Parker and her amazing husband, Aaron, and Andre and I, we work together very closely. So, and we're very blessed to get to work with such amazing people. And that's the thing, like, you're in business with amazing, badass people, and you're not working for each other. You just get to work with each other, and it's awesome. And you learn so much and grow so much. So definitely get with whoever tagged you in this video. Any of us can answer questions. Any of us can help you. We're all one big happy team, one badass team, and definitely here to help you. So I have my husband pacing around me. He's a sticker on time. So I'm like getting all nervous because, it's his show that I just hijacked for the day. But Cathy, amazing talking to you. I think this was long overdue and super fun to get to connect with you and for people to hear your story and how you, as one badass mama entrepreneur, juggle it all. So hopefully you guys got amazing value from Cathy Parker. Thank you for being my guest, actually Andre's guest, mine, I guess, for the minute. And I look forward to doing so much more of this. And I miss you guys so much. Can't wait to see you and travel to you guys.
I know. I'm already making my list of all the trips we want to take, me and the girls. We're like, we get to bust out of here.
We're doing that too, man. You guys know me. I'm a travel fanatic. So this is definitely like, I want to go see all of you when this is over. Like,
right?
Each to each.
I know.
All right. So before I actually get pushed out of the chair.
I would never push you out of the chair. You don't stay here.
He is actually moving me. Wow.
Both fit. Look, hi everybody. There's Aaron.
The haircut so bad.
These guys are so used to running the calls, they can't even give it up for an hour.
I know. They're like,
That's so not true. I gave it up for 55 minutes, but I'm coming in to close it out.
That's true. Kathy, thank you so much. It was
thank you for having me, guys. We miss you so much.
You rock. Tell Aaron to put a shirt on. Okie doke. Alrighty.
Never.
Yeah. Love you guys. Have a phenomenal day. And we're going to close this thing out. Boom. All right. So, Nikki, you know, you're going to stay here with me. No, you're not going anywhere. So, everybody, that was the fabulous Tami Popa with the fabulous Cathy Parker. And as we said at the beginning of the show, the person that tags the most people will win a bottle of 500 milligram CBD oil. And I also said that I would announce the winner from last week. And it turns out that the guest last week chose to give away a Badassery Factory shirt. So this shirt here is going out to, the one and only Beth. Mama Beth.
I saw her tagging a ton of people, because so I think she won again today. And I want to give her a quick shout out because she mentioned my glass, my favorite glass now, Big Man's Brew. Thank you, Beth.
Which is Beth's brewery,
beer
brand. Yeah.
Thank you.
So with that said, you guys, you know what to do. Share this information. Anybody that you feel could use this. Again, they could be struggling at home. Maybe they have financial issues. Maybe they have family issues because of finances. Maybe they don't want to go back to work. Maybe their job sucks. Maybe their business sucks. And this just might be that thing that could save a marriage, could save a household, on and on. You get the point. So to get the information out there, you tag people and you share this live with the badass Tami Popa and the badass Cathy Parker. Good job, baby. Great job.
Wow. Thanks,
you may
babe.
Kiss me. Love you guys.
Everybody.
Peace out. Bye-bye. Come on, do it. Bye.
Bye.
Wow. I can't believe you did that.